Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well as usual. This morning I am making myself a little bit of a vegetable soup, I guess. I think you might have seen my video the other day of the bag of fruits and vegetables that I got from the Salvation Army, and I need to do something with them. So I have the green beans and the carrots, the onions. I have some chicken broth, some chickpeas, and some canned tomatoes. I'm going to throw it in a pot and let it cook. Before I do that, I want to show you what I picked up yesterday after work. I didn't want to go home from work right away, and I know I had to because Max needed to go out, but I'm sure you might know what I'm talking about. Do you ever have a day that you just don't want to go home just yet? So what did I do? I went to Target, of course, and I've been telling myself, don't spend any money, you gotta save your money, but I spent $6. And what I got is a bunch of little gnomes. They came in packages. There was a package of 2 of the larger ones. These aren't very big, but there was 2 sizes. This size and even smaller. So in the 2-pack came the red and the blue. Very cute. These are kind of patriotic, good for 4th of July, or good for anything. You know, you want to decorate with red, white, and blue in your house throughout the year. That's your prerogative, right? But anyways, this is the red and white and blue checkered or plaid, and this is another little like plaid. So those are the ones that came in a pack of 2, and the packages are $3. And they came in like a little package like this. See, $3. And the other package, same thing, for $3, were 3 of these little gnomes. So they're smaller, but these came in a pack of 3. So you got the solid red, cute, solid blue, and this one is a white with a navy blue and like a sea foam or baby green stripe. Those came in a pack of 3, and they were $3. For $6, I got 5 gnomes. So, and I've been starting to collect gnomes. I used to think they were really ugly, but I'm starting to collect them. So anyways, I am going to chat with you a little bit while I put all this together. So, what I wanted to talk to you about is something that I've been wanting to talk about, and it's something that I hint about a lot in my videos, and it's about life-changing events. And I also talk a little bit about my heart attack. I haven't gone in depth about it, but I wanted to do that today too. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Wayne Dyer. He was a motivational speaker or like a spiritualist, and he's written a lot of books and done some movies, like B-grade movies. And I was watching one last night called The Shift, and a friend of mine, Brian, sent me the link to The Shift probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I just watched it again last night, and I wanted to share with you about this movie and about when I had my shift. And the shift is like a change or an awakening, and it's a personal experience. And like I said, my shift or change of life came when I had my heart attack. And first I'm going to explain to you my heart attack and how that all came about. I think I mentioned before that I had a really bad COVID-19 infection. And a couple months after my infection, I was feeling really good. And then one day I started feeling really bad. And I had very high blood pressure. I ended up having a small stroke, or TIA, recovered really quick from that. But a few months after that, I started having really bad chest pain, palpitations, everything. And one day, last February, I think it was either February 4th or February 5th, I had a full-blown heart attack right at work. And I'm supposed to be cooking. Anyways, let me put the carrots and the green beans in the pot while I talk. Like I said, I had a full-blown heart attack. And before my heart attack, I was a very stressed out person. I worked a lot. I worked a lot of hours. And that's not the reason I had the heart attack. My heart attack was diagnosed as damage to my heart from my COVID infection. Anyways, and a lot of people are having heart issues since their COVID infections. Here's a can of chickpeas I'm going to throw in here. Anyways, back to my heart attack and my shift. Before my heart attack, I worked a lot of hours. I was a person that let a lot bother me. I got involved in people's drama. I held on to anger. I held on to a lot of anger from people that have hurt me in the past. Arguing with people all the time. And when I had my heart attack, when I was recovering at home, and it took 2 months, I did a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching, a lot of realizing what life is all about, what is worth worrying about, what is worth holding on to, what is worth my time. If working as hard as I did and as many hours as I did is worth it. And I came to the conclusion that while there are things that are worth my time, nothing is worth my health. No job is worth my health. And I'm not saying anything negative about my job. I love my job. I'm going to keep my job for as long as I need to. I would like to retire from my job. But what I'm getting at is no job is worth working a month straight. Your job will always be there. You do your 40 hours, the work will be there. People's drama that doesn't really involve you, you don't need to get involved in. Holding on to anger, like I did, mad at people, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. Because people that have offended you probably move past that offense. They don't even think about it. Meanwhile, you're holding on to hurt. You're the only one that's really hurting from it. I've done videos about forgiveness. And I realized that, one of those things after my heart attack is I need to forgive people for what they might have done to me years ago. I need to forgive my parents for not being the perfect parents, because I am not a perfect parent. I'm not a perfect parent. It's funny. This is a coworker that I had been at odds with for a while, for whatever reason. And when I was having my heart attack in a chair right outside my office at work, wasn't she the one that came and gave me a hug. And wasn't she the one that got my phone out of my pocketbook and dialed up my mother's number? And I'm starting to cry because I'm cutting this onion, but I'm also kind of emotional over this whole thing too. People aren't perfect. And this person, you know, I'm glad I'm on the page that I am with her now, because I can talk to her, where before I was at odds with her. Life is funny. So anyways, back to the shift. Since my heart attack that I am so glad I recovered from, I'm not the person that was late for work anymore because I had to do my hair and my makeup wasn't perfect or my outfit wasn't perfect. While I do care about my personal appearance, that's not what I'm all about. There's more to me than perfect hair. And this ponytail that I sport a lot, I would never wear a ponytail because my hair's not flowing perfectly like Farrah Fawcett. There's so much more to life than your appearance or your clothes or your possessions. I used to compare myself, I'm a woman in her 50s and she doesn't own a home. Used to own a home, and then I had my divorce and moved here with my son. Sold the home, it's nothing worth talking about right now because that didn't define me. Since my heart attack, I've learned that it doesn't matter where I live. It doesn't matter what I drive. It doesn't matter what I wear. What matters is I'm alive. It doesn't matter what someone did to me years ago. I'm backpedaling a little bit. But I had my shift when I faced a moment, a full-blown heart attack. It was that defining moment when I honestly felt myself slipping away, that I realized life is short. Life is too short to worry about what's going on. Life is too short to get caught up in drama that you have nothing to do with. Life is too short to spend an hour in the morning on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter getting caught up in other people's drama or getting jealous about what you see that people are posting, all their vacation pics or their spa days or their fake nails or whatever. And whatever, that's fine if that's what someone wants to post or put out there. Do not compare yourself to anybody. Because you know what? Facebook, Instagram, while I might have them, and I post the real deal, I post the real me on that, a lot of people don't. And whatever, that's the internet. Yes, YouTube's the internet, but I can be myself on YouTube. I can talk like this on YouTube. And I'm hoping that there are some people that can relate to me, which is why I do these videos that I do. They might be controversial to somebody else, but I've lived things in life that are controversial, and I'm not afraid to talk about them. Which is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about now. Don't compare yourself. Don't waste your life comparing yourself to other people. Don't waste yourself wishing for certain things. Enjoy the things that you have now. Chances are what you have is enough. And if it's not enough for somebody else, make sure it's enough for you, because this is your life. Life is too short. And I'm going to share something else with you. And I know I'm supposed to be cooking, and this video might be getting long, but those that are really interested will watch. When I was having my heart attack, and I call my heart attack a near-death experience, when I was, I'm going to say, the thick of it, or the height of it, And I believe that angels or God or the universe sends us what we need to get us through in a moment. I was sitting in a chair having my heart attack. I stumbled out of my office. I knew something was wrong with me. I knew something was wrong. I didn't feel very good that morning. And as I was getting ready for work, I looked and I was trying to put makeup on. And I was very nervous feeling. And I looked and I said, wow, you look kind of gray, almost blue. And I says, okay, just hurry up and get ready and go to work. And thank God I didn't stop on the way to work to get gas or anything, because I wasn't even at work for 5 minutes. So I stumbled out of my office and I put myself in a chair that's right outside my office, and I knew someone would find me. And a coworker found me. And she said, are you okay? And I said, no. And she says, is it your heart? And I said, yes. Because I was, it was the classic heart gripping, chest gripping. Anyways, this went on. For me, it felt like an eternity. And I guess it was only 3 minutes, 5 minutes before the EMTs got there, the paramedics. But what I was going to say. So I was sitting in a chair, and there was probably about 10, 15 coworkers around me. And I was watching them as I was going through this. And I was watching the fear in their face. Fear in their face. And I think I was more concerned about them because I was trying to get through this. Anyways, I remember looking down and looking up before me. And in front of me were the elevators to go to the second floor at work, which isn't a figment or anything. It's the truth. And this is where it comes, where I was saying that I feel the angels or God or the universe, whatever, puts things before you to get you through. Just in my phone here. I remember looking up, and in front of the elevators was my son. I mean, he was in Virginia in the Navy. There was my son. It was a vision of him, and he was standing there. He was standing there with his arms folded, and he was in his Navy uniform. His dress blues, his hat, which is called the cover. And he was just standing there with his arms folded. He wasn't standing at attention, not with his hands by his side. He was standing there with his arms in front of him, folded. And he was looking right at me. Just looking at me. And I've said in my videos many times how proud I am of my son being in the Navy. And I love that picture that I've shown you of him in his uniform, and how proud I am to look at it all the time. And all around my son, and all in my vision, was a white haze. And I knew that white haze was what you see when you're leaving this life. You've heard about it. I've heard about it. You hear about the light. I could no longer see these co-workers that were with me. And I know I couldn't breathe. So I had a very difficult time breathing. But I knew these co-workers were around me, but I couldn't see them. All I could see was a tunnel vision of white and my son looking at me. And the next thing I knew, I looked back down, and there was a paramedic. It was firefighters. And there was one look on the ground with an oxygen tank, getting it ready. And the expression on his face as he looked at me was like, holy shit, this girl's gonna die. And I remember looking at him and crying out, give me that, I need that, I am so scared. So they put the oxygen on me, they got me on the stretcher, tore my shirt open, did an EKG, got me out of there. Had I not been at work when I had this heart attack, I would not have gotten through it. What I was going through, had I stopped at a store or gotten a coffee or stopped and got gas, I would not have gotten through that. I'm lucky I work in healthcare and there's nurses around. So, that moment, that incident has totally changed my life. That heart attack was my defining moment. That was my shift. That was my change. That was my awakening. And there might be naysayers out there, or skeptics, or whatever. Some chicken broth for my soup. That will say, oh, that's just, that's just crap. Your son wasn't before you when you had your heart attack. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That was a vision of him in this white through that tunnel, which I truly think was my exit. That was sent to me to tell me, you're not doing this. He was standing in front of an elevator, and it's the real elevator, as if to say, with his arms folded looking at me, choose life, Mom. You're not going to the second floor. I can't explain it any other way. I can't believe what I saw in any other way. So, if anything, this heart attack that I had has taught me that this apartment that I live in is enough. If I want to put my hair in a ponytail, that's enough. I also learned that that co-worker that I was at odds with, who came to my aid, who told me she had to keep stepping away from me because I looked so terrible. Someone that can be at odds with you can turn out to be the one that you go to for advice, whether it's work-related or life. Sorry, folks. But I have experienced something that maybe some of you have had an illness. I don't know if you've had a heart attack and come out on the other side. Good for you if you have. But you can relate to these tears. And you might be able to relate to my words. Or you might want to relate to what I'm telling you. So what I'm getting at is I had my shift, and it came in the way of heart attack. If you are fighting a demon, or if you're at odds with somebody, or if you're just not appreciating what you have, or if you just think there's no happiness out there for you, let me tell you that you are worth it. Life is worth it. What you have is enough. You do not need to get caught up in people's drama. You need to live life for you. If you need to forgive somebody, forgive them, because people aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. My dad wasn't perfect. He still isn't perfect. You know, I said wasn't. He's still here. Sorry, Dad. My mother is not perfect. They weren't perfect parents. I am not a perfect parent. I'm not a perfect pet owner. I'm not perfect. Life isn't perfect. But it's your life. And I have lived through something that showed me how short life really is. So what I'm getting at is hopefully if your shift needs to happen, it'll happen, and you will see things so differently, so differently. I'm going to get back to my soup, and I'm going to wish you a good day. I'm going to wish you peace. I'm going to wish that you see things for what they are. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. Have a really good Saturday. Talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. Be well.